Hey guys, welcome back. This is Bernardo from the BTNHD, and yes, my review on the Lenovo Yoga 3 Pro laptop. And I have a lot of pros and a lot of cons. It's kind of in between, but I don't know if you guys are going to agree with me, so let's get to the review. So the first thing that I noticed is that it is extremely sexy and beautiful and slim and light. That's one of the things that I love about the laptop, that is extremely light, and it basically does what it needs to do if you are a person that's constantly on the go. Now, when I first started the machine, the first thing that I noticed that is it is extremely fast. The reason why it's extremely fast is because it is running a 256 gigabyte solid state drive. Now, if you know a little bit about technology, and I'm hoping you do, and I know you do, solid state drives are extremely fast with the reading and writing. It also makes your booting time real fast to get into your desktop. Now, if you're a person that, like me, that needs to get into your laptop quickly to do something, a solid state drive is the way to go. Now, that is extremely plus for me with this particular laptop. Now, when I was continuously using it, I wasn't using a wireless mouse, which I usually use on all my laptops and my desktop. I like to use a wireless mouse. On a laptop, this particular laptop has a built-in trackpad, but I did notice that the trackpad kind of jumps all over. Sometimes it gets a little choppy and it hesitates, it stops, and that kind of frustrated me a little bit. So I had to use a wireless mouse right off the bat to continue using the laptop. Another thing that I noticed is that for some reason, if you're constantly using the laptop to bend and do the three different modes, the flat and the tablet and the table tenant kind of mode, eventually when you close it, you're gonna see a nice little gap in between the laptop. That it looks like the hinges are kind of getting stiffed up, and to the point that it's not really flat anymore. I did notice that again, I'm a little geeky kind of person, so normally when I have a laptop on, I don't shut down all the time. I kind of close the lid, and when I close the lid, it goes into hybrid or sleep mode. I tried it on this particular laptop, and it's a little hesitant, a little slight hesitant when coming back up from sleep mode or from hibernate mode. I don't know if it's a setting that I could configure. There is a setting that I can configure, but I just left everything as default. But for some reason, you're probably not going to notice it at all, but I noticed it. Is a little slight delay, but that's just me being me. One of the things I love about the laptop is, again, it's multi-mode. You're able to do tablet mode, and you're also able to do just regular mode laptop. And those are the great things about it. You are able to customize the laptop in a way for you to be comfortable and constantly use it all the time. When you're working or you are viewing a video or modifying something, I kind of find myself using the tablet mode even more. It's like a huge iPad or a huge tablet, and I kind of find myself using it more. So it's kind of weird. I'm normally not a huge touchscreen kind of person when it comes to laptops, but I did find myself using the touchscreen a lot on this particular laptop. Now, one of the cool things about the Lenovo Yoga 3 Pro is that they relocated the power button. Now, the power button is normally located on several laptops on the keyboard. This laptop, the power button is actually located on the right-hand side, and I'm super surprised that they kind of located it there. And I think the reason that they put the power button there is because during tablet mode, when you're putting your laptop flat, it doesn't interfere with the power button. Even though the power button is going to be flat and it won't touch the surface into the point that it's going to reset on you. But I think it was a little smart of them to actually put the power button on the side just to be in the safe side. Now, a con. Now, one of the cons about this laptop is when I was viewing Netflix and the sound. Like, I thought the speakers would be embedded within the keyboard, but they're not. They're actually at the bottom of the laptop. So that means if you're placing your laptop on top of a table or on top of your lap or on top of a soft material, the sound is going to get muffled, or you won't hear that clear, beautiful sound until you actually pick up the laptop and the sound is just flowing easily with echoing around the room. Now, this is an in-between with me. A lot of vendors like Lenovo, Dell, HP, Sony, they normally have laptops or devices filled with their own brand of software. Now, Lenovo is jam-packed with their own brand software, but don't get me wrong, some of them are great and some of them are not too great. I kind of see this laptop being reformatted and reimaged to a standard OS like Windows 8.1 or Windows 10 to eliminate all that software. But there are some neat software that Lenovo gave you that kind of makes your workflow a little better. Now, I did notice that the resolution is extremely high. Now, this resolution of this particular laptop is 3200 by 1800, making some of the applications that I installed to use to test, the font was extremely small and too fine. Now, it got to the point that I changed the resolution to maybe something smaller, to a 1920 to 1080 or a 1280 to 720, but it still looked kind of distorted and faded out. I had to go back into the original 3200 by 1800. And I don't know if that is a graphics problem on the laptop, or probably need to update the driver. But then again, with the high dent resolution on this laptop, certain applications that I installed just made the quality of the application, like the fonts, real small, and certain things I couldn't find. When I went to file, the file menu was extremely small and fine, and I just couldn't view it. The only way I could view it is if I kind of went down with the resolution to a 1920 by 1080, and then I saw everything big, but it just looked really faded out and kind of distorted. Now, as you're using a laptop or any laptop in the market, you notice that the laptop gets hot. Now, this particular laptop, when I was using it for a long time, I did notice that the laptop itself is gets really hot. Now, when it was getting real hot, I was saying to myself, where are the vents? Where are the ventilation system? Where is it getting cool? I didn't notice any vents at all of getting any airflow to this device. I did notice that the hinges did get a little hot as well. So I said to myself, maybe the ventilation is located in between the hinges, but I can't find any ventilation system of where this laptop will keep cool. So that is a big concern with me, but it does get a little hot in a certain area, and the area that it gets hot the most, it is in the middle of the laptop, which I'm assuming is where the battery component is located. Now, for every laptop, when the battery drains, you want to charge it up. One of the things that I kind of noticed with the Lenovo Yoga 3 Pro laptop is this: when the battery is a little low and I wanted to charge it up, when I plugged it in, it still gave me like a white LED display on the right hand side right next to the power button. I would normally expect like an amber light indicating that it's charging. It just right away gave me a white LED. Now, the white LED basically indicates that it is charging or charged enough for you to continue working. When it completely died on me and I plugged it up, then the amber light came up and it was blinking and charging, and eventually when it got to maybe, I believe, 75% to 50%, it started changing white, and it was just like a steady little flash. Okay, so talking about the battery, I want to get a little bit into the battery of the Yoga 3 Pro, because I did a little bit of testing. As you guys can see, I created a nice little spreadsheet chart for you guys. And at 100%, I started using the laptop around 8:36 in the morning, and around 9:26, which is around an hour or so, the laptop dropped to 89%. Now, you're probably asking yourself, what were you doing? What were you using? I wasn't doing much. The only thing I was doing is downloading Firefox, installing it, and I left it alone. I configured it, and that was it. Then later on, around 9:42, it dropped 5% to 84%, just leaving it alone. And around 9:42, between 9:58, this is when everything started going crazy. I wanted to watch a Netflix video to see how the quality of the image, as well as how the laptop handles the Silverlight, as well as the HTML5 coding on the Netflix site. as you can see, the battery went completely down. It went to 77%. At 10:12, it went down to 69. At 10:33, it went to 60. So if you guys see, they kind of advertised that the laptop will last around 7.2 hours, but in reality, it looks like it only lasts around 3.5 hours. Again, like I always tell you guys, it really depends on how you're using these devices and how the battery life is going to last on you. If you're not using it a lot, like intensively, like viewing videos, rendering, editing photos, and surfing all the time, your battery life is going to last a little longer. But like me, I was really putting this thing into like intense performance and try to like really get into it to see how the battery life will last. Again, I did a performance review on this laptop. At the bottom there in the description, there's a link. Go check that out because it basically shows you the benchmark on memory as well as the processor and the solid state drive. Another thing that I tested out, which is also cool, was the charging time. How long did it take to get to 100%? I completely put this laptop into the point that it completely shut down on me. It shut down on me on 6%. I was really hoping that it would shut down on me maybe in 2%, 3%, but it shut down on 6%, which is around 12:37. If you guys look at my battery test, around 12:37, that's when the 6% kicked in. And I said to myself, okay, leave it alone for a little bit and see how long it lasts. Eventually, when I came back, it just went black on me. I pressed all the keys and it just didn't want to come up. And at 12:37, I plugged it in. I left it alone around 20 minutes. At 12:57, it jumped sky high to 21%. So that basically told me, okay, it's doing a fast charging, which is awesome. At 107.29, at 132.49, 74% at 2, 92 at 2:38, 258.96, and I got 100% at 3:13. So it looks like around 2.5 hours, you would get a full 100% charge for you to continue using. But then when I charged it and I was using it a little bit more intensively, I did notice that the battery life was wasting faster on me, which that's a huge concern. Now, the last thing that I noticed about the laptop, this is not a pro or con or in between kind of feeling. This is a huge worried. And the only reason why this laptop kind of worries me a little bit is because when I started using it and I started testing out with, let's say with Netflix, and I started watching like a high def video, the processor just basically flatlined. It just went completely flatline. So I thought to myself, maybe because I'm missing a plugin, so I installed the latest plugin, updated the browser, restarted, did what I needed to do. I was still getting a huge flatline. Now, you're basically saying, what is a flatline? Flatline is when your processor just completely goes 100% and there's no activity. It's just being used massively, and that's what was happening to this laptop. The Yoga 3 Pro was hanging on me. It was crashing on me to the point, and what I had to do is, again, this is what worries me. What I had to do is restart it, leave it alone a little bit, just for, I would say, 30 seconds, get into the browser, get into Netflix, and then start the video. Once I started the video and I did that kind of step-by-step kind of thing, and I just waited a little bit when I started, it was a huge performance difference. I mean, the video quality was excellent. But again, it kind of worries me because a lot of people like to turn on the laptop, start using it right away, expect it to be extremely fast as soon as you turn it on. And for this case, I don't know, it kind of worried me because I thought it has a solid state drive real fast. It has 8 gigs of memory, even though it has a dual core processor, which is an Intel M Core, right? M Core, yeah. It just really slow, and I don't know, that kind of bothered me a little bit. And that's it, guys. That is my review on the Lenovo Yoga 3 Pro laptop. Overall, if I give it a star rating, I would give it 3 stars. And the reason why I give it 3 stars is because I'm kind of worried and concerned about the flat line of the processor. The battery life kind of concerns me a little bit, meaning the heating portion of it gets extremely hot. It doesn't have a ventilation, or I haven't seen like a ventilation system around the laptop that will keep airflow going through all the chips and the motherboard and the hard drive and all that stuff. That concerns me a lot. I love the quality of it. I love the 3200 by 1800 resolution. That's awesome, but it's kind of weird that certain applications are just too crisp to the point that the font is extremely small and I can't really use the application. But overall, I give it 3 stars. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this review on the Yoga 3 Pro. If you have any comments or concerns, leave them at the bottom of the video at the comment section. Don't forget about hitting that like button because it does support this guy as well as it supports the video. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace out.